Minnesota State University Mankato is hosting Kato Clash, an intercollegiate esports event. More than 24 MSU students are competing this year as teams from across the country are here for a weekend of competition. Grace Piacco has the story.
The journey to the Grand Championships began months ago with online qualifiers. Schools from 10 states competed for a chance to join the Mavericks here at MSU. 12 schools advanced, bringing talented teams and over 200 participants together for an intense esports competition.
Esports officially was recognized as a varsity program here at Minnesota State in 2021, but before that it actually existed in club form. There was basically a lot of games that are really popular, still really popular, that students had come together and formed clubs with.
Kato Clash has evolved over the years, moving to different locations as the event grew. This year, the Grand Championships are being held in MSU's esports facility for the first time, giving students and visitors a professional level tournament experience.
Since the inception of the program and day one, we've been building this space out to accommodate as many people as possible, not just the students here on campus, but the community at large, students in high school or just the community who wants to game, as well as other schools who want to come here and compete against us.
Organizing a tournament of this size takes careful planning. Students and staff handle brackets, streaming, and logistics, gaining hands-on experience while also ensuring everything runs smoothly.
A lot of planning goes on behind these events, so there's a whole crew of folks that handle, both making sure our facility's ready to handle the players and, audience that will come here, the streaming aspect of it, making sure that we have all the right technical things set up and ready to go.
For students working behind the scenes, the tournament provides real-world experience in event management and leadership.
It's a different take on what students can get out of their college experience, right? We're bringing in all of these other universities to come and compete, but at the same time there's students who are working in our program who are gaining real world experience and stuff like this.
27 MSU students are competing this year, joining teams from across the country. In Mankato, Grace Piacco, KEYC News Now.
The Kato Clash Grand Championships are this weekend, starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow and Sunday and going into the evening. It's free and open to the public. It's held at the Maverick Esports facility and can also be watched live on Twitch.